Hello and welcome to How Not to Play, the channel where I play Magic badly. Today we are going to another quick draft of Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Before we do that, just take a quick second to go down, hit a like on that video. Really shows me that you care, pushes my content out into the algorithm so that other people can see me failing in action. And if you would like to see me fail in real time, please join my stream every night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Twitch channel in the description below. Hope to see you there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's draft and see how I screw things up this time. Alrighty, so our rare today is Fabrication Foundry. I don't think I've seen this card before. 2-drop, tap to add white, only for artifacts or artifact abilities. Okay, so a limited bad mana rock. Exile one or more other artifacts you control with total mana value of X. Return target artifact with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. Alright, well normally I'm all about picking the rare, and I would love to pick this rare, but I don't think I can. This is one of those like constructed cards that you have to build around, and I don't think there's enough artifact action in limited to warrant this as any pick, and certainly not a first pick. We'll keep this in mind if it wheels around, but since we're doing a quick draft, the bots will usually auto pick rares, so I don't see this coming back around, so I'm not going to really play around that. What we do have in this pack of note, we've got let's see, we've got our Swamp Cycler for black. So that is definitely a good thing to look at in the early draft when you don't know what color you are. So something like Rampaging Spiketail, if I go black, is a great top-end card. If I'm just splashing black, that Swamp Cycling will help me tutor up my color. So a really good, maybe not first pick, but an early draft pick when you don't necessarily know what colors you are. Idol of the Deep King is always good. It's 3 mana, but it is flash 2 damage. Plundering Pirate, ETB's treasure token, always very good, but I'm not going to first pick a common. So let's see what we've got in our uncommon slots. We've got Scampering Surveyor, ETB, grab a land or cave, so that is some pretty good ramp. Capricati Sunborn attacks. You may tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures and discover 3. Okay, that is something I can get behind. We've got a nice good Cascade payout to start with. Staunch Crewmate enters the battlefield. Look at the top 4, reveal an artifact or pirate, put it into your hand, and the rest on bottom. So it's that good delving into your deck to find something that you really want. But I think the Capricati Sunborn is going to be that something that I really want. And for your first pick, you're going to want to pick a bomb card that can win you the draft, and not a supporting card that can find you other cards. So we're going to go with Capricati Sunborn. It's the closest thing to a bomb that this pack has, aside from maybe the Swamp Cycler. But like I said, I'm not going to do that first pick. That's going to be an early pick, maybe, sure, but not a first pick. So Sunborn it is, and we are going very clearly pack 1, pick 1 into white, red, discover. So let's see how that goes. Here we've got Duskrow's Reliquary, very good removal, unconditional removal. Adaptive Gem Guard is a very good beat stick. Cosmium Blast is going to be our main combat trick. Idol of the Deep King, like we said, good shock target. But, I mean, why deal 2 or even 4 damage when you can just take it off the battlefield entirely? So, of those 3 cards, Dusk Rose is the best. So, it's really Dusk Rose versus Gem Guard. And Gem Guard is too high for my Discover, because Capricati only discovers 3, and Gem Guard has a mana cost of 4. So, between the 2 of those, Reliquary is going to be my pick here. Alright, here we've got Sunshot Militia, tap 2 things to deal 1 damage, but only as a sorcery. I really don't like that as a sorcery caveat. It really means you have to basically tap down your board going into your opponent's turn. It is still a very good card, and if you've got a good board state, you can tap a few of them down to do some extra damage. It certainly adds up. Or Clay-Fired Bricks. ETB, get a Plains, put it into your hand, so you've got yourself not really mana ramp, but more mana fixing. Gain 2 life is great on turn 2. The Craft with Artifact for 7. I mean, if you're flooded out late game, sure, it gives you 2 gnomes and that Anthem effect, but really just kind of stays on the battlefield as an artifact that you can use to tap, say, Sunshot Militia without having to worry about, tapping down your blockers. So you can tap this instead for the... So yeah, we'll go ahead and grab that here. It's pretty much the best thing in the pack anyway, except for maybe Militia itself. But Militia's a common. Bricks is an uncommon, so we'll see less of Bricks. Militia we'll see more of as the draft progresses, so I can pick up a copy or 2 later on. Adaptive Gem Guard is another creature that really likes Clay-Fired Bricks, because you want to tap untapped artifacts or creatures to put that +1 counter on him. You can tap down the Dusk Rose Reliquary, the Clay-Fired Bricks, and not worry about sacrificing your blockers instead to do so. So you can still keep all of your creatures untapped, tap down your spare artifacts. Sunfire Torch is another one that, as an equipment, even if it's equipped to a creature, you can still tap it to do those effects, and it's not going to affect the creature that's equipped to. I don't know. We'll see what we've got here. Gem Guard is a really good creature. Sunfire Torch is really good removal, especially in the early game. You put this down on 1, you put it onto a creature, you swing in. I don't really have any creatures at the moment, so I think I have to go with the Gem Guard here. Granted, it's a 4-drop creature though. Yeah, we gotta go with the critter here. Okay, we've got another Gem Guard here. Maybe I should have taken the Sun Torch. Master's Guide-Mural. This is a very good white-blue artifact. We've played with this in the past a little bit. If you are very artifact heavy, you can swing this into just creating a 4/4 every turn, which can be pretty breaking to your opponent. It's not really in my colors though because of the blue, but we can always splash blue, or we can always splash red for the Capricati Sunborn. I don't really know what color I am. All I know is that I'm white currently. I could be blue, I could be red, and I can easily splash the other one. Oh my, this is a tough call. Aspirant is a great 2-drop. It puts a +1 counter on your 1-drop. Sunscribe is another good artifact that we want in our deck. Whenever this becomes tapped, I scry 1. So if I tap it for Gem Guard, or if I tap it for Sunborn, then I get the scry triggers off of that. So that is a very good synergistic pick. Plus, as an artifact, it helps trigger my Mural and Manufactory. So, I mean, that's just a really good card all around. The only other card in this pack that I would take over it might be the Cosmium Blast, simply for the removal aspect. And I'm going to need removal in the deck, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the Sunscribe here. It just works so well with what I've got. I don't know how I can pass it. Envoy is a 3/3 for 3 that I can create gnomes in the late game. That is a very good mana sink. Family Reunion gives hexproof or +1 till end of turn. Landmark enters, I get the Scry, which is very good. And I can craft it into a 1/4 flyer. I think it's going to be between the Envoy or the Landmark. I think I'm going to go with the Envoy simply because I need creatures. I've only got like 2 so far. So here we've got Archaeologist versus Landmark. Archaeologist, I can return an artifact from graveyard to hand, which is really good if some of my artifacts die. But Ixalan is an artifact, so I think I'm going to take that for the synergies I currently have with the Sunborn and Gemguard. This is our first pack returned to us, so we don't really have a whole lot that came back. We've got Acrobatic Leap, Wanderglyph. I'm not really too thrilled about. Honestly, I think I'm going to take the Spike Tail here. Like I said, early draft, you don't necessarily know what colors you are. I'm currently white splashing blue or red, but if I pull a Big Bomb black card, maybe I'll want the Cycler. Alright. Here we're in business. Cosmium Blast wheeled, but so did the Courtyard. I think I'm taking the removal here. Courtyard is good. That Discover 4 gives you some late game play, but I am really light on removal, so I think we're going to go ahead and go with the Cosmium Blast here. This pack has Stone Cold Nothing, Acrobatic Leap, Combat Trick, sure. Buried Treasure does have that Discover 5 that you can use in the late game, so I think that's going to be my play here. I don't really know that it goes into the deck, but it does have that treasure mechanic on it that you can sacrifice for mana, which means that it is good for helping me splash either blue, red, or maybe black, whatever I end up being. The only thing here technically on color is Cavernous Maw, but I don't really have any other caves to activate it, so it's just a colorless mana. So I guess we'll take the Marionette here. It goes along with the black splash from the Rampaging Spiketail. Fungal Fortitude, Greedy Freebooter, another Buried Treasure. Yeah, we'll go for the Buried Treasure here. The Black Splash. And, alright, let's see what Pack 2 brings us. Sentinel of the Nameless City. Green is a color that we were not considering. The map tokens do kind of go along with what we're doing, but I don't know if I want to be that ambitious with my splashes. Zoetic Glyph is very good. We are looking at possibly splashing blue, so that is a high pick. So I think we're going to grab Glyph here and maybe move a little more into blue. Not with this pack, though. We've got Cloud Guard, which does bring in that Gnome, which is an artifact. Tinker's Tote, honestly, might be my best pick here, because it is not 1 but 3 artifacts. The Tote itself is an artifact that stays back that I can tap freely for whatever I want to do. And then I can sacrifice it later for 3 life. Plus it gives me these 2 gnomes that I can work with as well on the front lines. Kinjali's Dawnrunner, Double Strike, ETB Explore. If I had more Explore payouts, I think that might be good. Even if I had more equipment that I could put on it, that would be pretty good. But I think as the deck is now, I'll get more out of Tinker's Tote than a 1/1, potentially 2/2 Double Strike, because I really have no way of growing it. All right, we've got a couple good picks here. We've got Aspirant, we've already said is very good. You can put that +1 counter on, well, maybe that 2/2 double strike that we just passed up. Got Guide-Wing here is a 1/1 flying vigilance. When it dies, explore. We were just talking about how I didn't have any explore. So I think I need the creature here. It'll either be Guide-Wing or Aspirant. So I think we'll take the flying. Okay. Here we've got Sandwing for our Plains Cycler, River Herald Scout, Explorers, Pirates. I probably will control an artifact, so I get to stun opponents something. I think we'll take the Pirate. I mean, it's just such a good effect on that. Here we have another Goldwing, Guidewing, sorry. Hermetic Nautilus is a 1/4 Vigilance that I can turn into a 4/1. I'm definitely going to go with one of the creatures here, either Guidewing or Nautilus. I already have the Guidewing. We've played around with that. I haven't played around with the Nautilus at all, so let's kind of see how that goes. Here we've got Aspirant again. Vanguard of the Rose is a 3/1 that I can sack something to make it indestructible. I think I just like the Aspirant better here. I'd rather have a 2/3 than a 3/1 because the 2/3 is going to stick around longer. Glorifier of Suffering, I can sack something to give some +1 counters. I think I'm going to go with Cosmium Blast, though. I do still need some removal. Removal is always good. Looks like red has pretty much gone away, so we'll just kind of pick out some blue creatures here. So this is my first pack wheeled around. We do have Cave Worm, might be a 4/5 for 4. Child of the Volcano. If you descend and put a +1 counter. Really not a whole lot here. I think we'll take the Thousand Moon Infantry. It does have pseudo vigilance in that it does untap on your opponent's turn, and it gets hit by the Discover 3 from the Sunborn, so we'll go ahead and consider it at least. I think I would rather have Sage of Days, though, than a second one, because that one I at least get to pull an extra card out of my deck. Let's see, Archaeologist versus Envoy. I think I go with the Envoy for A, the late game mana sink, and B, it gets hit off of Capricati's Discover. Nothing on this pack, so we'll just take something for the collection. Yeah, nothing really here either. I don't know about that Mila card, but the 4/4 unblockable is nice. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but pack 3, and we have hit the mother load. Discover 10, and if I hit something less than 10, which I would, come on, honestly, create that many treasure tokens equal to the difference. Really, really good card if you can build around it. Pack 3, I am pretty much done building around, and at 3 red, it is completely unsplashable. So unfortunately, we're not going to hit the mother load this draft. Inverted Iceberg is pretty good. ETB, draw a card, craft it into a 6/6, that is pretty big. Brackish Blunder, bounce something, Aspirant. Again, I think I'm going to go with Inverted Iceberg. It does have that artifact synergy that I've been looking for, and it turns into a pretty nice creature. Let's see, here we've got Nautilus, which is that 1/4 Vigilance again. Mischievous Pup lets me bounce something. I think we're going to go with Pup just for the flash aspect of it. It would help me to get something out of harm's way, dodge a removal spell. So I think that's going to be my play here. Gem Guard is a pretty good body. Dreadmaw's Ire is a really good combat trick. We've kind of gotten bitten by that in the past. I am splashing red, so that is a possibility. It's either going to be Ire or Gem Guard, and I've already got one Gem Guard in here. And I do kind of want to keep my deck discoverable, so adding to the top end isn't really going to do that. So I think we're going to try Dreadmaw's Ire out and see what happens. Here, I think we'll go ahead and take Militia. We were talking about that earlier. I do have a lot of artifacts laying around. I might be able to tap out for. Or Atali's Favor does give +1 trample and discover 3. Or the Island Cycler. Let's go with the Island Cycler. Let's see now. This pack's got really not a whole lot of anything. Glorifier Suffering, pretty much the only pick here on color. Compass Gnome can find a land, but it doesn't go to hand. It goes on top of your deck, so it kind of screws your next draw. So at least that's been my experience with it. So we'll just take Glorifier here. Oteklan Landmark. Oteklan. I don't know. Landmark. 1-drop. Scry 2. Cracked into a 1/4 flyer. Oltec Cloud Guard is a 3/2 flyer that creates a gnome, so we'll go ahead and go with the flyer. Nothing here. We'll take the courtyard. Here we've got a critter. All right. Volatile Fault, destroy non-basic and opponent controls, and then I get a treasure token. I do have a lot of artifact synergies that treasure token might actually help out with, and it might help out with some red splash. So I think we'll go ahead and take it. It does blow up opposing caves. There are some caves that are rather problematic, and it doesn't take up a deck slot, so I mean, might as well. Yeah, Glorifier Suffering. Okay, we've only seen 20 of those this draft. Shipwrecked Sentry can attack with defender as long as an artifact entered, so it is essentially a 3/3 for 2. Atali's Favor has that Discover 3 on it. I think we'll go ahead and take the Sentry. We do have a lot of artifact synergies here. Another Glorifier of Suffering. What's Might do? Creature gains +2 in Vigilance. You know what? I think I'll take the Might over a third Glorifier. Nothing here, so we'll take the only thing that can go in the deck. Landmark. And black. Alright, so I really don't have any way of pulling this mountain. So, do I stick on red? So for Capricati Sunborn, I have, and Dreadmaw's Ire. I have 2 buried treasures. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of Spyglass. I don't need that. Thousand Moons Infantry. We'll go ahead and get rid of him. I know I don't want him. That's it. That's the only way I have of getting red is 2 buried treasures and drawing 2 mountains. That really hurts. Bricks can only search up plains, so I can't search up a mountain with that. I don't know, maybe I should have taken the Compass Gnome, because that would have let me search for a land, put it on top, because then I could have tutored my mountains pretty easy that way. Maybe that was a draft fail on my part, because with that I could have justified the red splash. As of now, I think I just take it out, because I've only got 2 ways really of getting the red, so chances are it's just going to end up stuck in my hand. So I think we'll take out the red. Let's see, we've got 15, 16, 17 lands. We'll go ahead and take one of those out here in a bit. You know what? I think I'm taking out my island because I've got my island cycler, so I can find the island if I need to. Okay, so these are my artifacts here on top. These are my non-artifacts down here. So honestly, I think I would rather... Waterlogged Hulk doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Mill is more of a descent thing. I think we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Landmark, I do like the Scry, the 1/4 flyer, maybe not so much. Tinker's Tote we're definitely keeping. Gem Card we're keeping. So those are my artifacts. Let's see. He cares about artifacts. He creates artifacts. He cares about artifacts. He cares about artifacts. He creates artifacts. Alright. And we're definitely keeping my removal. So these are my cards that don't really care about artifacts and don't really push the deck's game plan forward. We've got... I need to cut 5. The last time I ran white-blue, we had him in the deck, and because he puts the one back on top of the library and not into your hand, and the other 2 into your graveyard is more of a descend thing, I didn't really care how he played too well, so we're going to go ahead and take out the Sage of Days. I really like all these cards, though. Might of the Ancestors, I did get royally blown out by that card earlier. The 2 power plus vigilance is really good, but I don't think it progresses my game plan. So I think we are going to cut it. Glorifier Suffering it's 5 power for 3 mana, that's really good. Pup is removal dodging. 2/3 for 2. 2/3 for 2. These are all really good creatures, though. Do I really get rid of Landmark? I mean, it's an artifact. I'm not really that thrilled about the creature it turns into. The Scry is nice. I don't know, I think we take out Landmark. And so I think this is what we're going with. Let me know in the comments below if you think I made the right call, if you would have cut anything different, if you would have drafted anything different. I seem to be doing a lot of white-blue, or just white in general. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to try some different colors, but these are the only ones that keep coming to me, so I guess this is what we'll do. Hit that like button down there to really push me into the algorithm. It takes a fraction of a second. It really helps out the channel. Go ahead, do that for me here real quick, and we'll get into some games, I guess. Alright, well, we kind of struck out on lands. I can't even use Fault as a blue source because the treasure token. So I think I have to mulligan because my first creature is on turn 3 and I can't even use it without sacrificing something. So, alright, this is a little bit better. We'll go ahead and keep this. Guide-Wing into Glorifier is pretty good because Glorifier can sack the Guide-Wing. I get the 2/+1 counters from the Glorifier plus the Explore from Guide-Wing, which is really, really good. So I think... Is Envoy my tuck here, or Gemguard? Oh, Gemguard gets really good. I think Envoy is going to be my tuck. But we definitely start with Guide-Wing. And opponent starts off with a Death Touch equipment. Alright. Hey, would you look at that? We found a 2-drop. Let's go ahead and go to combat. Play our 2-drop. Find ourselves a Plains, which is great. Aspirin as a 2/3. Okay. So now I can glorify her. I think my play here is actually to blow up my bricks. Even though I can spend 7 mana to craft it into an anthem, I think I would rather use it now. So now, I mean, with Glorifier Suffering, I get a permanent anthem on these two critters. If I had another creature out other than Guide-Wing, I probably would have sacrificed the Guide-Wing. Okay, now I'm wishing that I had sacrificed the Guide-Wing because that would have been great on my bricks. I can swing in, use Cosmium Blast on the Aspirant, but then that's pretty much all I'm doing. I could just trade, too. Okay, so he's going to Tricks to save the Aspirant, so I think we will Tricks back to blow it up. I don't get the Gem Guard, but opponent loses a creature that he really wanted to save. So I think putting my opponent back on tempo is more important than me putting out Gem Guard. And he's going to rebuild his Aspirant. Okay. No gem. He's not going to equip the blowgun though. Oh, equip 2. He can't. All right. Well, let's go ahead and swing back in. He's just gonna let it go. He really likes that Aspirant. Let's go ahead and drop Gem Guard. I think. If he swings in for 3, I'm good with that. So let's go ahead and make him a 4/4. I'm okay taking 3 damage. I don't think he's going to attack because I think he wants to keep Aspirant on defense. Okay, he does now have 2 blockers down there. If I glyph, he would be a 6/5 on Gem Guard, which means he would have to double block in order to kill it, and I would kill both of his things. And he would, well, he wouldn't have to block it. I think I do it. Let's go ahead and, because the opponent has very bad blocks here. In order for him to block anything, he has to kill one of his own creatures to do so. And if he double blocks the Gem Guard, he loses all of his creatures. And when Spliff goes, I discover, so I replace my creature anyway. So, I mean, I'm okay with that. So now I've got a board. Opponent finally finds his 4th land, so that might be part of why I'm doing so well, is that opponent did get a little mana screwed. And so now I think we just swing in, and this is just lethal unless he has some kind of combat trick. All right. There we go, combat trick. So we'll go ahead and use our pup, bounce the glorifier back to my hand. Combat trick does absolutely nothing except postpone the inevitable. Oh yeah, put Reliquary on top. Go ahead, play something big. You know I'm gonna get rid of it. That's just game. Alright, he's got a shock, gets rid of the Guide-Wing. Yeah, that's all he can do. Well, we've got our colors. We don't really have anything to do with them, though. I mean, it's turn 3 before I do anything. I think I got a mulligan. I can't be that picky this time. Holy Islands. Well, yeah, we're dead. I think I let it go. Alright, let's go with Nautilus here. I can do Glorifier next turn. Nautilus will stop the Seeker of Sunlight, hopefully from attacking. So now he can look at the top card of his library so he knows whether or not to use his mana to explore. So I think I Glorifier here, but before I do that, let's go to combat. We'll go ahead and swing them both. They both have Vigilance. There's no reason not to. And then we will Glorifier. Sacrifice the Guide-Wing to explore. Onto Glorifier. And then Glorifier will +1 counter each of them. Gem Guard, yeah, we'll keep that on top. That looks like a good one. And so now I have 2 5-power threats. Because the Nautilus can gain +3, -3. So he can become a 5/2. He's gonna stun the Glorifier, which is fine. Explore, fine. He's got a 2/2. Oh, he gets an extra Explore trigger from the Glow Cap. Nice! Well, that changes things a little bit, doesn't it? If I use the Nautilus, I mean, I'm going to attack with the Nautilus anyway, but I don't think I can use it as a 5-power. So let's go for Mural. I'll get the 3/4/4. So he's going to swing with a 5/5. He's not going to swing. So this tells me that he's drawing a land next turn. Because if that top card of his library was not a land, he would have swung. I'm guessing for sure. 5 mana, I've got... Sure, let's attack. I don't think he blocks. So now I can activate Nautilus to do a bunch of damage here. I've got 3 mana open for Aspirin. So we'll go ahead and put that +1 counter somewhere else. And Aspirin is probably going to go in front of this Seeker as soon as it attacks. Ooh, nice Death Toucher. Except he only has the 1 green mana. And Dart Frog, I do believe... Oh, nope, it's just 2 of any. So yes, he does have Death Touch online. Okay, let's go with... I can Island Cycle to get land number 6. I think we're gonna Island Cycle. do I glorify her, is the question. I think we'll gem guard. We'll go ahead and tap. Tap. Tap, tap. So he is looking to craft his iceberg into a 6/6. Which he does. And I now have 7 mana. But no artifacts. So his death touch is offline. So I think if I swing here, he can block 3 of them. I'll do 2 damage. I'll lose 1, maybe 2 creatures. Yeah, you have to block the Nautilus or you'll just die. Alright. I can then craft with my gem guard. There's no way he attacks because then he's dead on the backswing. Okay, maybe he's not so dead on the backswing. Oh yeah, because that's all his mana. And I've got 3 lethal attackers and he only has 2 blockers. So yep, we managed to navigate our way through that one. Alright, we are color screwed. Very good opening hand. I've got 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, 5-drop. If this was a Plains, I would snap keep. But as of right now, the only card I can cast is River Herald Scout, which does explore. So that gives me, what, 3 turns to find a Plains? I am absolutely going to regret keeping this hand. Looks like opponent has mulligan to 6. That is not a Plains. That is not a Plains! Aspirant does make that a 2/2 lifelink flying, which is going to kick my ass because I still don't have a Plains! Another 4 life swing for my opponent. And still not a Plains! Oh god, I knew this was gonna happen! He's trying to figure out whether or not I have a combat trick. But there's no way you don't block there. So what happens when that attacks? Create a treasure token. Must be nice. Yeah, we'll block. Opponent gets all the mana in the world, and I can't even find my second color. Alright, this is bullshit. One more turn. I'll give it one more turn. If I don't draw planes next turn, I don't know. I just, if I don't draw planes next turn and I have to discard the hand size, this game is done. I mean, I'm already so far behind on board that I'm not gonna make it back in. I mean, this game is over in all but life totals. Sure, go ahead, kill the only creature I have. I hope you feel happy for yourself, opponent. You're kicking a defenseless man. Here I am, cowering on the ground. Absolutely nothing I can do, and you're just unloading full salvos, straight broadside. I'm already crippled and dead in the water, and here you are just adding insult to injury, rubbing salt in the wound with your Duskrose Reliquary on top, and I get another freaking island! To be fair, I did say that that hand was absolutely a mulligan, and I was going to regret keeping it. And I was right. That hand was an absolute mulligan, and I do regret keeping it. So here we've got clay-fired bricks we can do, or inverted iceberg. They both do the same nothing in giving me an extra card. I think I'll go with Shipwrecked Sentry, because next turn I can do either one of them, which is an artifact, which will let me attack with the 3/3. I think we'll start off with Iceberg, because that lets me pull any card, whereas Bricks, I can only pull a Plains. An opponent is going to tap down Sentry and stun it so that I can't even attack with it. Thank you very much. So that's 9 mana, or 9 damage I'm gonna miss out on. I think I do Bricks here anyway. Let's do Nautilus. Next turn I can Bricks, swing. Well, no, because he's still gonna be tapped. Oh good, a Death Touch. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cycle. I don't know why. I don't have any way of getting rid of that 2/4. I do at least have 3 4-power creatures. If he does swing in, I can effectively block it. I mean, whatever I put in front of it's gonna die anyway, but at least I'll take him with me. Skin color, reveal a dinosaur. No dinosaur means no life. Does he attack? He does. I think we'll go ahead and use the Nautilus here. already. 3, 4, 5. I do have 6 mana to play with the clay-fired bricks. So we can put that there. We'll go to combat. We'll swing them both. He has to double block one of them in order to kill it. Alright, so that's what he's doing. Holy good God, what is that? Whenever you cast an instant, it gets rebound. Whenever it dies, great. Whenever I'm not done reading here, hold on. Activate if it has no time counters. 3 time counters. Alright, well, and he's just going to rebound, Brackish Blunder, and tap something else. Or bounce something else. So I need to keep 3 up for Pup, basically, is what I'm saying. So I can only use 3 mana here. I mean, might as well. He's just going to bounce it anyway. I don't have a clean answer for that. I didn't have anything else in my hand with an ETB effect, or I would have done that and made him bounce something with an ETB effect so that I could get that again, but I mean, it is what it is. These are all basically vanilla creatures. What is that? Sack it, return a creature from graveyard to the battlefield. And that is target creature explores. So he is going to grow that thing super big, and I don't have any answers for it at all. Certainly not an island. Alright, well, let's see what Cosmium Kiln does. Let's go attacking. Maybe I should have done Shipwreck Sentry first with Envoy of whatever. I'm going to lose this game anyway. Get back Schism. Oh, that's just not even fair. Console with the Guidestone Compass does seem pretty broken. Nothing I can do about that. Well, that at least is some kind of answer to what do I sacrifice. I guess it'll have to be one of those. I guess. Well, at least he whiffed on his Explore, which means he's probably not going to attack because he doesn't have any good trades. Never mind, he has a good trade. So that does get rid of his mana sink ability. Yep. Okay, he just wanted to safely kill it. So opponent 2 for 1 himself to get rid of my mana sink, which honestly is pretty good because I do have the mana and nothing else to do with it. I really did want that mana sink. So Tinker's Tote looks pretty good here. I get 4 power. And I can gain 3 life with it. Do I swing though? I think I will. He either loses some creatures or he takes 8 damage. Alright, he's gonna lose his Death Touchers. That's fine for me. I just have to find a way to get rid of Cancel now. Oh, I probably should have put Sunscribe down. I don't have any reason to keep it anymore. Oops! I punted. Imagine that. It's gonna bounce a token. Okay, that's fine. Explore on the Cancel. Compass Gnome. Okay. So Nikanzel is going to get an additional +1 counter. If he swings, though, it dies, so he's not going to. Ooh, that is a very good hit for him. A very bad hit for me. At least he whiffed by getting a land. But that Captivating Cave is gonna go off probably next turn. Okay. I can get behind that. So now I do hold on to the Sunscribe, definitely. I don't have any good attacks, so we'll just pass. Yeah, he's just gonna keep exploring and keep getting bigger. Oh, that's bad. That's a really big card that brings in a really big card. Another Soul Coil Viper. Come on. Yep, I told you that was gonna happen. So he's got some really big things. We will get my Manufactory online, but I don't have any good attacks. So I will need 5 plus him is 6. That's 4, 5, 6. So if I drop my land now, next turn I can Courtyard plus Sunscribe if I don't hit an artifact. Yep, he's gonna get a lot of critters, a lot of exploring. Oh, he's just got a very good deck. Everything just lines up so good against me. So I have to trade 2 creatures, and he's just going to get it back with his Soul Coil Viper. So let's see what we discover. The Cosmia Blast. I guess we'll put it into hand. I still play my Gnome though because I want to get my Manufactory activation. And then we'll just pass the turn. Opponent's good gaming, so I assume that they've got me dead to rights. I mean, either way, I'm having a good game. That my opponent is kicking my ass does not make this not a good game. I have to do 14 damage to him on the backswing, so I can only sacrifice one creature. I mean, I think I have to block it, right? I mean, I don't have to block it, but then what am I going to do? I'm not going to attack back. So, really, I have to block it. So he gets rid of another one of those. Now he can Soul Coil to get it back, along with another 3/3. And I am out of artifacts. Brawler, target creature gains trample. Oh god. Yeah, he does not attack this turn. He casts Brawler next turn and wins. Yep. And I just draw another freaking land. How does this always happen? How do I always just completely flood out at the most inopportune times? I mean, my deck is over half artifacts, and all I'm drawing are lands. I mean, it's just frustrating. To, like, opponents got, you know, freaking gas after gas after gas. Granted, he's exploring every turn, sometimes multiple times. But, I mean, it's like, I have to draw something other than a land at some point. Alright, well, get rid of it. Well, it's not an artifact. Honestly, I don't think I blow anything up here. I think I just keep it as a chump blocker. Target creature gains +2 and indestructible. Are you kidding me? Yeah, dude, you got it. And he's gonna explore to give it another +2. And then he's going to give it trample with the Brawler. And there's just not a damn thing I can do. Even if I do put enough in front of it, the other creatures are going to kill me. So yeah. I mean, that was just... I drew freaking 5 lands in a row. I mean, what are you going to do when you draw 5 lands in a row? I mean, you're going to lose. That's what. Obviously. Yeah, I mean, this hand's a keep. We've got 2-drop after 2-drop, and the only 2 lands we're going to see this game because we flooded last time. I have my mana sink, which means... Okay, well, I drew my 3rd land, but Still, I flooded last game. I've got my mana sink already ready, which means I am going to like get so mana screwed this game it's not even gonna be funny. Let's explore, see what we got. Sure, I'll keep a Cosmian Blast. That's actually a pretty clean answer to the Nautilus. Or the Skull Taker. Both need to die. Which unfortunately means I can't really do anything. I think I'm gonna go Nautilus and just pass him. So I've got 2 to block the Skull Taker. And he is on blue-black Descent. So now Skull Taker's a 3 power. Go ahead, Aspirant, the Nautilus. Pass the turn. Sacrifice for +1 counters. Well, there's another must-kill threat. It's only 3 of them on the board, and I have 1 removal spell. Veto's sack ability, like if he sacks the Sage of Days, not only does Veto get the +1 counter, but so does Skull Taker for the Descent trigger. Well, he did sacrifice, not in the way I expected him to, but he got to draw a card instead of pumping Veto, but that's fine, I guess. I can waylay like the Skull Taker, but I don't know if that really does anything. Yeah, I guess. Okay, or he'll just throw a counter spell at it. Sure. How is everybody pulling all of these? Oh wait, that's not the god. I thought that was like, okay, never mind. I'm not quite as, but still, what does this thing do? Look at the top 2 cards, put 1 into your hand, and descend the other. So he has a descend trigger on Skull Taker literally every turn now. Well, I need to get this flyer down because that's probably the only avenue I have of doing damage to this guy. Because I certainly can't attack on the ground. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, 6/4, I can't even kill it. I mean, there's... I either chump block 2 creatures, or I'll just take 6. Ooh, a second Cosmian Blast. You don't know about that. I guarantee you that Cloud Guard is not long for this world. That's gonna be the first thing he kills, bounces, something. Alright. Well, first things first, let's go ahead and kill the Skull Taker. He knows it's coming. He sacks in response, obviously. Why did it not get the +1 counter? It should have... What? I'm missing something. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's only 5! I thought I had the Herald Scout! No! Alright, this is why paper magic is better. Because I know what I'm blocking with in Paper Magic. This is just... No, I would never make that block. That is silly. It doesn't even kill his creature. I'm just giving up 2 creatures for nothing. I would say, no, wait, that's not the block I intended. I meant to block with the Herald Scout, obviously, because why would I just throw creatures away for no value? Oh, hell! Arena, come on! Why are you not Paper Magic? And now I just die to that stupid dinosaur because heaven forbid... God. Why am I so bad at this game? And now he has a blocker. And how have I never seen this card before today? I've done like 5 drafts and I have never seen this card. But every single opponent has had it now. Oh my god. I mean... Nothing went to your graveyard. It didn't block anything. Nothing went to your graveyard. Oh, entered. Oh, that's different. I mean, I can't. His stuff is just bigger. I can't because that Spike Tail should be dead. What the heck is this thing? Has fly... It's just a 3/2 flyer. Alright. We'll do a block there. We'll go ahead and block the Nautilus on Nautilus. And just take 2 in the air. Of course he has a combat trick. And it brings it right back to the battlefield. Because why wouldn't it? That thing should be so freaking dead right now. Why didn't I just discover off my courtyard? I might have gotten something better. I don't know. I'm just so... I don't even care. Alright? I just punted this game straight, like, into my own goalpost. Opponent is gonna... Because of that stupid freaking Spike Tail rampaging all over this goddamn game, I can't freaking do it. I should have died 4 freaking turns ago. And we explore into a land, right? Of course, because I don't need a +1. Why would I want a +1 counter? Oh, and look, opponent now has a second really big freaking dinosaur that I'm not going to be able to do diddly squat about. I think I did the wrong one. I should have crafted that one to give everything a +1. It doesn't matter. He's just got way too much big stuff that should have died so long ago, except for a freaking misclick on my part. I should not have to lose to a misclick. That is just crap, and why Paper Magic will always be better than digital magic. And so that's it. That's my draft. We had a really strong first 2 games, just decimated our opponent, and then we got land screwed and just misclicks all over the place. Just, I don't even know. I am so upset right now, I can't even do my outro. So, I mean, I think we had a pretty decent deck here, honestly. We got to see Zoetic Glyph once, and it did great things. We won that game. We got to see Volatile Fault. Absolutely zero. Well, we did see it once in my first hand where I had to mulligan away because I only had 1 color, because Arena loves to color screw me. Not that I'm upset about it, but in the game that it could have really been beneficial against that Captivating Cave, I didn't see hide nor hair of it. Shipwreck Sentry, we actually saw do some good things with all of the artifact token, all the artifacts and tokens that I have in this deck. We just didn't get to see it all fire correctly. I don't know, it's like I have the answers that I needed in there when I needed them. I just wasn't able to draw them. They were in the deck. I could have pulled them. They just weren't readily available. So I don't think this deck was bad. It certainly wasn't 2 and 3 bad. I mean, was it gonna 7-0? No. Am I gonna 7-0? Never. I mean, I am just so terrible at this game. I don't know why I even do this, to be honest. Except, maybe, through my mistakes, you will learn what not to do and become a better player for it. And that is the whole point of this channel. To figure out what I'm doing wrong, so that way you can improve your own game. And so if you do think of anything that I did wrong in any of those games, feel free to put it in the comments below. Put a like on this video so that more people can comment on what I'm doing wrong, and then we can all learn how to do it right. And that's the moral of the story. If you want to come and see me fail in person, check out my stream every night at 10 p.m. Eastern at the Twitch link in the description below. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video.